Welcome to Spirit Talks, because your spirit talks to you.
Hello and welcome to Spirit Talks. I'm Susie Beiler.
And I'm Maximilliam Haver.
Today's Spirit Talk topic is sound healing.
Thanks for joining us and enjoy. So, I have seen you do quite a bit of sound healing in my time I've shared with you, and I would like you to share with me how you understand that it helps heal people.
Sure. Well, at the foundation of everything is sound. Sound is what creates, sound can destroy, sound is a form of energy. Each organ in your body has a certain frequency or a certain sound that it emits. Not just your organs, but each part of your body, each part of your aura, your auric field has a sound that it emits. So we're comprised of sound. And so in healing, what I see that can occur is if we match the appropriate sounds with what our body needs, that we can facilitate healing for someone. Or we can do it for ourselves in some cases, like if you have tuning forks or a crystal bowl, or if you play guitar, you can do a lot to heal yourself with sound. So there's the very scientific approach that explains all of this and how it works, and then there's a very intuitive approach. My approach, I have a little bit of the scientific understanding, but when I facilitate healing for people, I like to use the intuitive approach because I use my voice. And so in the moment that I'm with somebody, I allow certain frequencies to come through my voice based on what they're needing. And really what happens is that person pulls it out of me. I'm the channel, so to speak.
Are there any other tools that you like to use for sound healing?
Well, I use my voice and the didgeridoo. Yeah.
So how do you use the didgeridoo?
Well, the didgeridoo functions in a couple of ways. One of the things that it does is it provides this primal energy for people. And it's a very womb-like, earthy, safe space kind of feel to it. And so it allows people to relax into the session and open up and receive and release. And it also facilitates release because it has a very powerful vibration. What I do when I play is I actually hold it right up next to the person, and it kind of has a mind of its own. It goes to different body parts depending on what the person needs. And so I'm kind of moving it around on the body as I play. And so it does a lot of really beautiful things in that way, facilitating release and providing a safe space for people to receive. But it also works with the masculine energies and the left side of the brain, whereas my voice works with the feminine energies, the right side of the brain, and the heavens, whereas the didge is more of the earthly energy. So when I combine the two with people, it facilitates the integration of the right and left hemispheres of the brain. It bridges heaven and earth. It integrates the masculine with the feminine. It aligns the chakras. It's this really beautiful system that's quite simple, but it accomplishes a lot just with the intuitive presentation.
Now, are there any kinds of music that can be used for sound healing or release?
Absolutely. Depending on the vibration of the music. So, for example, I probably wouldn't use for myself something like rap or heavy metal for personal sound healing. You want to think about and feel what vibration does this music carry. And if the vibration is higher than your own vibration, then certainly it can facilitate healing for you. So it can be music with words, music without words, music with instruments or without instruments. It's all about the vibration and the frequency.
Now, can music such as heavy metal be used to assist in connecting with anger to release it?
That's a good question. Personally, I have a hard time maybe accepting that. as something that could be helpful, but that could be because I just don't resonate with it. That's not to say that it couldn't be in service to someone who does need a release of anger, and that could elicit that for someone. I have a hard time with that, but that could be my own judgment. That could be my own filter, you know?
Yeah. So a tool that could be used in that situation, but it has to be used in a proper way.
For sure. Music is very powerful, so it can kind of suck you in, so to speak. And so if you would definitely want to be using it mindfully if you're going to be using it for the purposes of healing. Yeah. As with any music that you're using for healing, you want to be using it mindfully. You want to be very aware of its vibration.
Now, for people exploring toning for themselves, do you have any advice?
Yes, just go for it. A lot of people are scared about, well, what am I going to sound like? What will other people think? And I say, if you have a car that you drive by yourself, do it while you're in traffic. Do it while you're in the car. If you're scared about what other people think. But it's less about what other people think and what it does for you. So when you're using your own voice, especially with toning and experimenting with different frequencies with your voice, it actually activates your DNA. So it's a very powerful self-healing tool, especially because in this culture we're not always encouraged to use our voice, we're not always encouraged to speak our truth. And so to start somewhere, toning is great because you don't have to figure out what words you're going to say. You can just start with the frequencies and work on allowing that expression to come through your throat chakra. It's very powerful.
Now, is there anything to be aware of to notice when it's assisting?
When
the toning
is assisting?
Yes.
You might feel like this opening in your throat chakra. Like sometimes if I haven't done it for a couple days or something, I'll notice that like my throat's a little tighter perhaps. And then after I do it, the sound comes out easier. And that's a sign to me that I'm releasing, that I'm opening up, that I'm relaxing into it. It really is less about what it sounds like and more about, is it activating your throat chakra and getting you to express in that way?
Does sound healing ever bring up discomfort?
Absolutely. Yeah, some frequencies, if you're not ready to receive a certain frequency, it can be uncomfortable. So for example, my friend had tuning forks and she had this really high pitched one. And when she first started using it around me, I was like, stop, I can't deal with that sound. It was so high pitched, and it was something like for the angels or something like that. And gradually I became better able to accept it. But because I'm so sensitive, when I first heard it, it was like it was painful. It was like painful in my brain. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah.
Do you have any other things you'd like to share?
Well, I would really encourage people to begin experimenting with their own tones and their own voice. It's wonderful and beautiful to experience if someone does a sound healing session with you, but when you start to activate your own voice, it's a very powerful thing that you can do for your self-healing and your self-expression. And so I really invite people to start toning. And you don't have to do om. It could be ah, e, oo, o, whatever comes out. Again, it's less about the sound and it's more about having an expression come through your throat chakra. So if anyone wants to check out my sound healing, you can go to YouTube and look up didgeridoo sound healing, and I have a few examples in the videos there. So you can just see what it's like. And you can also look up Solvei's Lullabies, Solveig''S. And those are lullabies for babies and other sensitive beings. And while they have words, it's a form of sound healing because it's meant to soothe the soul.
Beautiful.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.
May you express your feelings and resonate freely.